But anyway, that's supper, and I think it looks phenomenal. Hey guys, good afternoon, and how's everybody doing? I've been out here for a while working. I'm getting ready to pull the transmission out now. Just wanted to get some things ready. I only had one casualty so far, getting the transmission out. The only thing I've had happen is I broke the V-band clamp for my downpipe on the back of the turbo though. So all in all, I think that's pretty good. I did remove my exhaust just to give myself just a little bit more room getting things in and out. The truck's gonna be down for a while, so I wanted to give myself plenty of room to get the transmission out of there. I was taking that off of there and broke that off. It's pretty common to break those bolts on the V-band. So V-band? No, V-band. You know, it's pretty common to break those. I probably should have ordered one just to have it here, but I didn't, so I broke it. Anyway, I'll show you where I'm at on getting this out of there. I've got everything unhooked and ready to drop the transmission. I did make that other little piece that I was talking about to come over and up on the bottom of the transfer case to keep it from rocking like that. So crawl under the truck and see where I'm at, or show you where I'm at. When you're pulling your transmission out, you're going to have 8 bolts on bell housing to adapter plate on the back of there. You'll have 4 on each side, one there, there, and way up top there. I don't know if you can see it. And then you're going to have your reverse sensor, and then on the other side you're going to have your 4-wheel drive sensor, and that is right up on top right there. That's your sensor for your 4-wheel drive. Then you got your linkage for your 4-wheel drive. I pulled that off of there. And then you're going to have the same bolts on this side for adapter plate to bell housing, whether it's an MV or whether it's a 4500 or a 5600. So you're going to have the same bolts no matter what. I do have, like I said, my linkage undone. I did pull the shifter out of the top. Took the front drive shaft out. What I'll do to put the transmission back in so I can spin my input shaft and line up the spline is I'll just reach up there and grab the lever and put it in 4-wheel drive. That way I can grab the output for the front drive shaft to the front axle and turn that to align the input shaft to go into the clutch discs themselves. Right here's what I was talking about. I made that extra little kickstand. This right here is going underneath the transfer case, and then this one right here is going underneath the tail shaft of the transfer case, and this one right here is going under the transfer case itself, just to keep that from, when I pull it out, it doesn't want to flop over. So like I said, I'm pretty much all ready to come out, and you got 4 bolts on both sides for your cross member for your transmission. They're right there. Actually, two of mine were missing, so they either vibrated out or somebody's had this transmission out before. I'm not real sure. I've only owned the truck for about a year, or actually it's a little over a year now, and like I said, you know, in several videos, I'm just changing things that I feel that needs change. Right now I'm making too much horsepower for the disc that's in there, so the clutch that's in there, so we need to get that out of there. I'm going to be putting in a South Bend dual disc. So I don't have that up here yet. I will show you what I'm going to be putting in as soon as I bring it up. So I guess let's get ready and pull the transmission out and back. So we have the transmission out. Everything worked just like I thought it would, hoped it would. If you can see right there, which you can, come right down on the jack like it's supposed to. The only thing I'm going to have to do when I put it back in, you can see how much of an angle it's sitting at. I'm going to have to raise this tail shaft up quite a bit. I do have an adjustment right here So I can come up quite a bit, even if I have to take the bolt out here and move it up to the top or punch another hole in here. No big deal, but everything is supported just the way I wanted it to. The only thing I'm gonna have to do to get it out from underneath the truck is to jack the front of the truck up or the back of the truck up, however it works, just to get the clearance underneath the frame rail to get it out of there, because it does sit up quite a bit higher than what the ordinary transmission jack does. So yeah, I'm pretty tickled to death on how everything turned out. Grab my light here and we'll do a quick inspection on the clutch disc itself. Yeah, there's quite a bit of debris in here. And it's just a single disc clutch. I don't have it off the flywheel yet, but it has definitely served its purpose. I don't know. I was told this is a South Bend clutch. I'm pretty sure that I don't really know what it is, to be honest with you. So I can't find any stampings on it at all to indicate or tell me what it is. So now I'm just gonna work and get the pressure plate assembly, the flex wheel, clutch. I'm just gonna work and get all that stuff out of there. Well, I couldn't go up high enough to get the transmission completely out, so we just rolled it back and we'll work on it from there, which is not a big deal. Yeah, whatever, it is what it is. So we're just going to start taking this stuff apart here. I'll grab my 3/8 impact, and those are a 1/2 inch 5/16 that are around the outside of the flex plate there, and to get that off. So I'll put that on there and start buzzing those off. As you can see right there, this clutch was done. You can see right there where the pressure plate or the disc itself is getting into the bolts on the flywheel all the way around. Right here, this is the flywheel side, getting pretty close to the rivets. So yep, this clutch was pretty much done. I'm glad I decided to go ahead, and right there it's just almost touching the rivets. So I was told this was a South Bend that was in this truck. Once again, the kid that I bought it from had no idea what he was talking about. It is not a South Bend. What I'm going to be putting in is a South Bend dual disc. So after I get the flywheel off, after I get the flywheel off, I'm going to see what it looks like. I may be replacing the rear main seal that's back here. If it's not leaking, I'm not gonna mess with it. I don't know what it's like yet. Also, while I'm this far, I'm gonna go ahead and take the factory lift pump off and all the factory feed lines. Those are all coming out of there. I gotta save the return line just because I don't have the piece from Fleece Performance yet that I want to do. What I'm thinking of doing is, if you look up in there and you see I got one of the cross member bolts stuck to the end of my light. See the banjo bolt that is in the back of the head for the injector return? Right up in there. What I want to do is take that out and switch that over to an AN or an NTP to AN, whatever that size is up there, push lock. And then I'm gonna have it going into one of Fleece's fuel distribution blocks. What I'm looking at doing is the 3rd gen, which is a common rail. It looks like it has enough return ports and also feed ports that I can also use it on my 5.9 VP pump. You know, those are traditionally manufactured for the CP3 common rail, but if I'm looking at everything correctly on the picture, I believe I'm going to be able to use that also for a VP 5.9. So we're going to see how that works out and see if I can't get that put in also while I have my truck down. But I got to get that coming and get that ordered. So along with my V-band clamps I'm going to need. So far, that's the only thing that I've broke taking this truck apart. So I'm pretty happy about that. I just need to grab my 3/4 and finish taking the flywheel off the backside. All right, with the flywheel out of the way, you can see that might be just a little bit of seepage right in there. So I probably am going to go ahead and put a rear main seal in it, take the adapter plate off. You got 8 bolts, 4 on each side, through there and right to there. And then you also got to pull your starter out too while you have to be able to take that adapter plate off. So this is the adapter plate I was talking about. It goes around. This is what gets changed whether you're using you know, you put an Allison behind it, or the RE48, the RE47, the NV5500, or 5600. This is the adapter plate that gets changed to be able to run those transmissions. So to get these torqued, what I'm going to do is I have some strap steel, and then where the flex plate bolts to the flywheel itself, I'll make just a little bit of strap steel and drill a hole in each end and put a bolt in it there, then a bolt in one of the adapter plates, and be able to torque my flywheel back to spec then. So to get the starter out, you have 3 12-point 10mm bolts, then you got your 2 electrical connections there. I'm gonna have to take the starter out to take off the adapter plate, which is, it's not a big deal, it's just something I want to do. Something else I forgot to mention too, on the adapter plate itself, there is the cam seal here that's up there too. So while I have that off, I'm gonna replace that. And then right up here, there is a frost plug, so I'm gonna have to drain my radiator fluid and knock that frost plug out, because I do have the fleece coolant bypass to relieve that pressure from cylinders 4 and 5. The purpose is, you know, as you start making more horsepower, it starts heating up 4 and 5, and you have an abundance amount of pressure. And I've actually heard of guys having that frost plug actually blow out. So Fleece sent me their coolant bypass for the 2nd gen, so while I have my transmission out, I'm going to be installing that also. So with the starter out of the way, as you can see there, all we got to do is take the 15mm and get these adapter bolts out. So yeah, we're going to, that gasket around that outer side looks pretty good. We're just going to go ahead and pull off the rear main seal itself, and that should take care of that leak. Doesn't look like it's leaking on the pan or the main housing itself. It just looks like it's leaking on the rear main. So all we need to do is get that pulled out of there with a pick and put a new one in. So, and then also we'll get my radiator fluid drained out, and then while this adapter plate's off, it's a good time to take and pull the that frost plug out right there for the fleece coolant bypass. Also, while this adapter plate's off, it's a good time to go ahead and get rid of the factory lift pump up in here and get rid of all these factory feed lines, get it out of the way. Now when I do pull that bracket off, I'm gonna have to do the block off plate for the lift pump, because that's in there. So I'll get one of those ordered. Probably gonna get it from what was that, oh shoot, I think it's Keating Customs or something like that. Makes a nice billet one. I'm also going to check out their website for getting the tappet cover too while I'm doing that. So I can't think of anything else I'm gonna do while I have it apart this far, except for just, you know, like I said, the rear main seal, I've got enough room. Well, I'll go ahead and pull out the factory lift pump, the lift pump bracket, clean all that stuff, get it out of the way. It doesn't need to be there. I got something I want to show you guys. I purchased this grill about 2 years ago, and today I've got some chicken legs and breasts on the grill here. I think those look fabulous. They've been on there for right around an hour. I got my temperature set at 375. Turning them every once in a while. Squirting a little bit of apple cider vinegar and apple juice and Worcestershire. Get those turned over again, and then I'll squirt them again. This is supper tonight. I just wanted to show you that. Anybody who doesn't have one, they need to pick themselves up a Green Mountain grill. It's a wood pellet grill. What that means is it's got this hopper right here on the side, and there's my wood pellets right there. And there's a firebox down inside this area right here, and these wood pellets get augered over into that firebox, and then that burns and gets distributed evenly throughout the whole grill there. So just a little something extra. But anyway, that's supper, and I think it looks phenomenal. One other thing that I'm gonna do, if you can look here, you see the way the transmission is sitting down at an angle quite a bit like that. I'm gonna take under the tail shaft my bottle jack and jack that up and level that out. Just lift that kickstand up a little bit, and then also put a piece in right there that I made earlier that I didn't think I was going to have to use, but I'm going to go ahead. I need to level that transmission off before we put it in the truck. I'll tell you what, and go through and check a lot of things. You can see right here, that bolt right there is loose, so we may just go ahead and pull the transfer case off and put everything in separate. It just may make everything just a little bit easier, but if I can jack the tail shaft up and level everything out, I'll do that. So everything looks pretty good. I wanted to pull it out of the truck to be able to pressure wash it, but I'm gonna have to go up quite a bit to be able to do that. Also, once I jack this end up here, it may level it out enough to be able to get it out from underneath the truck and pressure wash it off. And then also my transmission mount is broke. I need to pick up a new one of those too, and that's just because of age. So anyway, I think that's all I have for you. Don't forget to hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. All my links are in the description below, so give me a like, and the logo where's down there. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you later on. Bye-bye.